Okay, so the prompt is how do you identify and support language demands? Okay, well, as an English teacher with an ESL background, I guess I'm always worried about that because the language demand is a matter of understanding. If they can't understand you, they can't understand what they're reading, and they can't express themselves, then they're not learning and you're not assessing their learning, so you're not teaching. So obviously, the way to identify language demands is as soon as possible to get writing samples, speaking samples, reading samples, get as much information as you can on the student's level. Okay? It's not a judgmental thing, it's just their level, and we want to get them, they're here, we need to get them here. How do we do that? That's how you support. You address and then support, right? Identify, address, continue with support. Okay? So once you got pretty much down where their level is, okay, then you've got to figure out how that student progresses best. So you personalize as much as you can with that student. Once you've got a real kind of idea of where they're at, how they work, if you have to, talk to them. Can't hurt. If they can communicate enough to express some things to you. And again, I did this when I worked in China, when I worked in the International Student Office with international students. I have a lot of experience dealing with students who have some trouble expressing themselves in English. And so you just got to work with them. You got to talk to them. So yeah, personalize as much as possible, and then it's kind of a zone of proximal development thing. You find what works. You don't push them too hard, but you find, okay, you nudge them this way, you nudge them that way, right? So it's a lot of nuance, and it has to be, differentiated for each individual student because nobody learns language the same way. Just like no one learns math exactly the same way. No one learns anything exactly the same way. We're all a combination of all sorts of things, right? So nobody's exactly the same anything. So it's mainly a matter of, when it comes to identifying and supporting language demand, it's a matter of getting to know the students and focusing your efforts in the right place, because otherwise you could just do more harm than good.